Now the Lord is speaking, but I didn't realize that it was him speaking. I just thought I had a memory. So this memory was there for a couple of days, and then it came to me, the Lord wants you to go and read, to anoint the road. But then the enemy started to talk now. People will say if you go and anoint the road, people will say you're making over. People will watch you and say you're mad. But I know me. I know even though I'm hearing that, I am going to do that. It is in my mind to go and do that, regardless of what the people would say. I sat on that for a couple of days, even though I heard that. And when the hour was reached, because this thing went on for about 2 weeks, almost. When the hour was reached, I just grabbed that oil and I went out in that junction and I prayed according to the words that the Lord had given me to pull down the stronghold, because there was some, listen, for the time I'm living there 20-something years, and from the time that I'm living there, in that junction, it always puzzled me as to why everything. It does not matter where the confusion begin, where the argument begin, where the fight begin, it has to end in that. There are many junctions. Why that particular junction, I could not understand. I could not understand. It would start in Jacob Close, and it would end in my junction one. But in the realm of the spirit, in my unconsciousness, at that moment after praying and fasting, I was picking up, there were some principalities that were sitting there. And when this thing was turned up with all this, gunplay and all of that, they wanted at least 3 bodies to come out from this road. But I was always fearful of that. I couldn't be in that area and, something like that happened. It is too much for me to deal with. So I'm always, the minute I hear something, I am in prayer. Asking God, throw icy cold water upon their anger. God, send the Holy Spirit. God, send your holy angels, because I know that when people get that angry, demons are present. So I always ask the Lord to send his angels. And so this thing happened. And those principalities was waiting. And the Lord said, anoint this way, anoint that way, and throw up some oil, because they were there. And immediately after I did that, I started to sense that there was a change in the atmosphere. A change occurred in the atmosphere. Previously, it wasn't seen anybody. Nobody outside, there wasn't seeing anybody. Nobody, the addicts and them, nobody was passing to go for anything. The place was on lockdown. And immediately from that evening, one of the guys that was involved, I wasn't seeing him all the time. All of a sudden, I saw him on his bicycle. By the next morning, the place that got burnt, the guy that was in hiding, he was outside in the open, all fearful that somebody would pass and take him. He was outside, cleaning up his area and all of that. And I looked and I said, God, you are awesome. You are marvelous. Look, I started to praise my God who is dependable, my God who is trustworthy, my God who, when we obey him, we will see all these, wonders. My God wrought wonderfully. Wonderfully. Because this principality wanted 3 dead bodies. And you know what God said to me? Because I'm telling you, sometimes the enemy gets the Christian to be in agreement with his plan. And I was agreeing because it was so fearful. I had 2 neighbors that could not sleep. Up to now, this thing is affecting her. Up to now, she's saying she cannot sleep properly. And I was saying, Lord, let them go home. Just to get this thing cool off, let them go home, let them go home, let them go home. And then God speak. And he said to me, he said, I am the God of the living. I am not the God of the dead. I am not interested in the death of people. So when he sent me to anoint that road, I had to speak that also. And everything, Listen, it is better than it ever been before. The atmosphere is changed and it is better.